Okay, so in this live class, I'll be looking at a review of the WASSCE past question or the WAEC past question for 2022. So this past question is for 2022. So we'll be looking at the past question and see how we can solve most of these questions. Okay, so let's start with the first question here. The first question says, evaluate correct to four significant figures 573.06 multiplied by 184.25. So this question is quite easy because it's a question involving multiplication, but the only twist to it is you have to write your answer to four significant figures. Okay, so let's do that together. So number one, we have 573.06 multiplied by 184.25. So we're expected to multiply these values. If you use your calculator to multiply it, you are going to get 105,586.305. So I'd like you to try with your calculator. When you multiply these two together, you're expected to get this. But among the options we have here, we don't have any of these answer. The reason is we're expected to give our answer to four significant figures. What are significant figures? Significant figures are non-zero digits. So, but 0 can be a significant figure if it is between non-zero numbers. Okay, so in this particular situation, we need to write our answer to four significant figures. So this is the first significant figure, 1, 2, 3, 4. So once we get the first four numbers, we separate them. But this 8 here is bigger than 5. So since 8 is bigger than 5, we're going to add 1 to 5. So this will give us 1056. And then every other number behind is going to become 0. So 00.00. Okay. So our answer is 105,600.00. So looking at the options we have here, we have A, 105,600.00. So our answer here is A. Okay. Second question is change 432 base 5 to a number in base 3. So we are supposed to change 432 base 5 to base 3. So to do this, we cannot just change from base 5 directly to base 3. We have to first change the base 5 number to base 10. So let's change this base 5 number to base 10. So when changing numbers from base 5 to base 10 or from any other base to base 10, this is the process. So 432. Above the last digit, you have a power of 0. The second digit has a power of 1. The third digit here has a power of 2. So these values are important because you are going to be multiplying them. You are going to be raising 5 to a power of these values. So we're going to have 4 times 5 to the power of 2 plus 3 times 5 to the power of 1 plus 2 times 5 to the power of 0. So each of these numbers is multiplied by 5. The reason we are multiplying by 5 is because we have a base of 5. Okay. If it is a base of 2, we multiply by 2 to the power of something. Okay. So 4 times 5 to the power of 2 is 25 plus 3 times 5 to the power of 1 is 5 plus 2 times 5 to the power of 0 is 1. Okay. So 4 times 5 is 100 plus 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 times 1 is 2. So adding them together, you are going to get 117. So now we've converted this value to base 10. But our answer is not expected to be in base 10. We are supposed to give our answer in base 3. So that means we are still going to go further to convert 117 base 10 to base 3. So let's do that. So converting from base 10 to base 3, we are going to break down 117 by dividing it by 3 until we get 0. So we have 117. So we are dividing by 3 because we are converting to base 3. 117 divided by 3 is going to give us 39. Remainder 0, there will be no remainder. We divide again by 3. 39 divided by 3 is going to give us 13. Remainder 0. 13 divided by 3 is going to give us 4. Remainder 1. 4 divided by 3 is going to give us 1. Remainder 1. And 1 divided by 3 is going to give us 0. Remainder 1. So the values we have here is 11100 base 3. So we have been able to convert 432 base 5 to base 3. So let's see if we have an option that gives us the answer. Let's see. We have 11100. 101, no, 11100. So B is the correct option. Okay. Let's look at another question, number 3. We are told that given that A and B are sets such that NA, which is number of elements in A, is equal to 8, number of elements in B is equal to 12, number of elements in A intersection B is equal to 3. We're expected to find number of elements in A. I think there is a typographical error here because we have intersection and they are telling us to find intersection. So I think it's supposed to be union. So number of elements in A union B, that's what they're expecting us to find. Number of elements in A union B. So the formula to get that done is number of elements in A union B is equal to the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B minus the number of elements in A intersection B. Sorry. A intersection B. Okay. So if you look at this diagram, okay. So here is A, here is B. So here is the intersection of A and B. So if you want to find out A union B, you are going to find out the number of elements in A, the number of elements in B, and then subtract their intersection because this is their intersection. So this is how the formula is, okay? So the number of elements in A is 8 plus the number of elements in B is 12 and then minus the intersection of A and B is 3. So we have 8 plus 12 gives us 20. 20 minus 3 gives us 17. So the number of elements in A union B is equal to 17. This gives us the answer here. So now we go to number 4. Number 4, we are told that if square root of 24 plus square root of 96 minus square root of 600 is equal to y square root of 6, we're expected to find the value of y. So here we have a little idea of what to do. We can see that the value in the square root close to y is 6. So the first thing we need to ask ourselves is there any way of breaking down these roots so we can get two numbers that one is a perfect square and the other is 6 because we have 6 here, okay? So we need to break down each of these numbers so that one of the numbers will be a perfect square. A perfect square is a number whose square root is a whole number. So this is question 4. So if we look at this question, we have square root of 24 plus square root of 96 minus square root of 600 is equal to y square root of 6. So let's break down 24 so that we're going to have a perfect square and 6. 24 is the same thing as 4 multiplied by 6. So instead of having 24, we are going to have square root of 4 multiplied by 6 plus, instead of having 96 here, we are going to look for a number, a perfect square that will multiply 6 to give us 96. So if you look at 16 multiplied by 6, you're going to get 96. So square root of 16 multiplied by 6, that is the same thing as 96. Minus 600 is the same thing as 100 multiplied by 6. So we have square root of 100 multiplied by 6 is equal to y square root of 6. Okay, so if you do the square root of 4, you're going to get 2. Square root of 4 is equal to 2. So we have 2 root 6 plus square root of 16 is 4. So 4 root 6 minus square root of 100 is 10. So 10 root 6 is equal to y root 6. So let's do the addition here. 2 plus 4 gives us 6. 6 minus 10 gives us minus 4. So we have minus 4 root 6 is equal to y root 6. Minus 4 root 6 is equal to y root 6. So since we have root 6 on both sides, we can simply cancel them out. So that means y is equal to minus 4. So the value of y is equal to minus 4. So let's confirm if we have the correct answer. So here we have 4, 2, minus 2, and minus 4. So minus 4 is the answer. Okay. So number 5 involves modular arithmetics. So evaluate 23 times 54 mode 7. Evaluate 23 times 54 mode 7. So in this process of calculation, all the values we are going to use should be less than 7. Okay. So what we are going to do is divide. 23 is more than 7. So we're going to divide 23 by 7. And then we're going to find the remainder, because the remainder of this division should be less than 7. Okay. So we have 23 divided by 7. 23 divided by 7 is going to give us 3 remainder 2. So 23 divided by 7 is going to give us 3 remainder 2. And since 54 is also bigger than 7, we're going to do 54 divided by 7. 54 divided by 7 is 7 times 7 is 49. So 54 minus 49 is going to give us 5. So we have 7 remainder 5. So these are the values we are going to use to multiply in place of 23 times 54. So we have 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So is this our final answer? No. 10 is bigger than 7. So we still need to break down 10 to a number less than 7. So if you do 10 divided by 7, you are going to get 1 remainder 3. 1 remainder 3. So the final answer is equal to 3. So let's see if we have an answer here. So B is the correct answer. So let's look at the next question. Number 6. We have 4 to the power of 3x is equal to 16 to the power of x plus 1. So number 6. 4 to the power of 3x is equal to 16 to the power of x plus 1. So this is an exponential equation involving exponents. Okay, so when you have such an equation, what you need to do is ensure that the bases are the same. So here the base is 4, here the base is 16. So try to make sure that the bases are the same. 16 is a multiple of 4, that's correct. But also, the square root of 16 is 4. So we can replace 16 with 4 square, because 4 square is the same thing as 16. So we have 4 to the power of 3x is equal to 4 square. 4 square is the same thing as 16, bracket x plus 1. So now the bases are the same. When the bases are the same, you equate the exponent. When the bases are the same, you equate the exponent. So we have 3x is equal to 2 into x plus 1. So this will give us 3x is equal to 2x. 2 times x will give us 2x. 2 times 1 will give us 2. So when we move 2x to the left, it becomes a minus. So we have 3x minus 2x is equal to 2. 3x minus 2x will give us x. So x is equal to 2. So that is the answer to the question. But looking at the options here, we see that there are no options for this particular question. So now let's go to number 7. We have a weaver bought a bundle of grass for $50, from which he made 8 mats. So from the bundle of grass he bought for $50, he made 8 mats. Sorry. He made 8 mats. Next, if each mat was sold for $15, find the percentage profit. So each mat was sold for $15. Therefore, 8 mats is sold for $120. So 8 mats was sold for $120. So he bought the grasses, the bundle of grasses for $50. He used the bundle of grasses to make 8 mats and then sold them for $120. Now they're asking us, find the percentage profit. So from what we have analyzed, the cost price is $50. The selling price is $120. So the profit is 120 minus 50. So he made a profit of $70. But now we are not told to just calculate the profit, we are told to calculate the percentage profit. So the percentage profit is equal to the profit divided by the cost price multiplied by 100. So that is, the profit is $70. The cost price is $50 multiplied by 100. What will be the answer? 140. So he made a profit of 140%. He made a 140% profit. That's a good businessman. So let's see if we have an option here. So option A is 240%. Option B is 140%. So option B is the correct option. Question 8. We are told to find the 17th term of an arithmetic progression AP, where the terms are -6, -1, 4, and so on. Okay, so we are expected to find the 17th term. So the first thing we do, we identify the first term. The first term is, the first number we have here is -6. So the first term is -6. So the next thing we identify is the common difference. Common difference. So the common difference is the constant number by which the constant value by which the numbers are spaced. So in an arithmetic progression, there is a constant value that separates each of the terms. And how to find that is, you can simply do the second term minus the first term. So in this question, the second term is -1. So -1 minus the first term, which is -6. -1, minus times minus will give us plus, so +6. So the common difference is 5. Now we know the first term. We also know the common difference. So we can use the formula. The nth term of an arithmetic progression is the first term plus that particular term -1 multiplied by the common difference. Okay, so let's fix in everything we know. We know that we are looking for the 17th term. So 17th term is equal to, the first term is -6 plus n is the 17th term, so 17 minus 1 multiplied by 5, which is the common difference. So we have minus 6. 17 minus 1 gives us 16, so plus 16 multiplied by 5. So what's 16 multiplied by 5? So by the way, this is question 8. 80. So we have minus 6 plus 80. What's minus 6 plus 80? So the 17th term is equal to 74. 74. So let's confirm. We have minus 91, minus 86, and 74, 79. So we have 74. Okay. So question 9 says m varies directly as n and inversely as the square of p. So m varies directly as n. M varies directly as n, but inversely. So in this question, it involves joint variation where you have the direct variation and inverse variation. So m varies directly as n and inversely as the square of p. The square of p is p squared. Okay, so m varies directly as n and inversely as the square of p. So m varies directly as n and inversely as p squared. We are told that, but before we continue, we need to change the variation sign to equal to sign. So we have m is equal to, by removing the variation sign, we introduce the constant k, the constant of proportionality. So we have kn all over p squared. So we are told that if m is equal to 3, when n is equal to 2, and p is equal to 1, find m in terms of n and p. So when m is equal to 3, so m here equal to 3, n is equal to 2, so n is equal to 2, so we have 2k all over p is equal to 1, so we have divided by 1. Divided by 1. So this is number 9 actually. Okay, so we cross multiply. 2k is equal to 3 multiplied by 1 will give us 3. M varies directly as n means both of them are numerators. So m varies directly as n. M varies inversely as p. That means p is going to be a denominator. M varies inversely as p squared. So this is m varies directly as n. This is m varies inversely as p squared. P squared has to be a denominator because p is varying inversely. Okay, p is varying inversely. But bringing them together, we have a joint variation. So we just bring this m, this n down here because it's a numerator. That's why we have m varies directly as n and inversely as p squared. So when you remove the sign and you replace it with the constant of proportionality, you have m is equal to k n all over p squared. So, but we are told that when m is equal to 3, n is equal to 2, and p is equal to 1. So now we need to find our k. So m is equal to 3, n is equal to 2, and p is equal to 1. So 1 square is equal to 1 because p is 1, so 1 square is equal to 1. So when you cross multiply, below 3 here, there's an invisible 1 because every number has an invisible denominator of 1. So 2k multiplied by 1 gives you 2k. 3 multiplied by 1 gives you 3. So dividing both sides by 2, we have k is equal to 3 over 2. So now the question we are asked here is, find m in terms of n and p. So what we need to do next is this k, we replace it with 3 over 2. So that means m is equal to 3 over 2n over p squared. But it doesn't look nice to write the final answer like this. M is equal to 3 over 2n divided by p squared. So you have a division sign, and then you have a division sign on top of a division sign. So it doesn't look nice. So since 2 is a denominator and p squared is a denominator, you just bring 2 down because both are denominators. So you have 3 is a numerator, n is a numerator. So we have 3n all over 2 is a denominator, p squared is a denominator. So we have 2p squared. To make the answer look better. Okay, so let's see our options. 3n all over 2p squared. 3n all over 2p squared. So this is the correct option. Other options are 2n all over 3p squared. Not correct. 2n all over 3p. Not correct. 3n squared all over 2p squared. Not correct. So the correct option is A. M is equal to 3n all over 2p squared. So we are looking at number 10. If A is equal to 3 and B is equal to minus 7, find the value of 5b plus a plus b squared all over a minus b squared. Okay, so let's look at it. So number 10. So let's look at it together. So 5b, b is equal to minus 7. So 5 into minus 7 plus a is 3. So 3 plus minus 7 square all over 3 minus 7 square. 3 minus 7 square. So 3 multiplied by minus 7 will give us minus 35 plus 3 plus minus 7 will give us 3 minus 7. So we have 3 minus 7 square all over. Minus will give us plus. So we have 3 plus 7 square. So we have minus 35. 3 minus 7 is equal to minus 4. Minus 4 square is equal to 16. So we have plus 16 all over. 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. 10 square is equal to 100. So minus 35 plus 16 is equal to minus 19. So we have minus 19 all over 100. Minus 19 all over 100. Since we are dividing by 100, we'll move the decimal point twice to the left. 1, 2. So our final answer is minus 0.19. Minus 0.19. That gives us the answer for number 10. Minus 0.19. So if you choose 0.19, you have a wrong answer. So the answer is minus 0.19. Okay. Go to number 11. Number 11. 3 boys share $10,500 in the ratio 6:7:8. Find the largest share. So the ratio tells us how they are sharing it, and we're expected to find the largest share. So the largest ratio here is 8. So that's what we're going to use to calculate. So to calculate that, the individual ratio divided by the total ratio. The total ratio is 6 plus 7 plus 8. That gives us 21. So 21 multiplied by the total sum that was shared, which is 10,500. That's the total sum that was shared. Okay. So when you do this calculation, what are you going to get? 4,000. 4,000. So the answer is 4,000D. So among the options, option A is correct. 4,000D. So this is number 11. So number 12. The length of a piece of stick is 1.75 meters. The length of a piece of stick is 1.75 meters. A boy measured it as 1.8 meters. So actual length of stick is equal to 1.75. The error, he measured the stick wrongly, so the error is the wrong measurement, which is 1.80 minus 1.75. So 1.8 minus 1.75, what do we have? 0.05. So his error was 0.05. So in the question, we are told to find the percentage error. So percentage error is equal to the error divided by actual measurement multiplied by 100. 100%. So that's the formula to calculate percentage error. The error the person made divided by the actual measurement or actual amount or the actual value, basically, multiplied by 100. So the error was 0.05 divided by the actual measurement is not 1.8 because the actual size of the stick is 1.75. So 1.75 multiplied by 100. So what do we get? Two whole number 6/7, correct? Two whole number 6/7. So let's go to number 13. If 5x plus 3y is equal to 4 and 5x minus 3y is equal to 2, what is the value of 25x squared minus 9y squared? Okay, so here we can make an observation. We can see that 5, let's write the values first. 5x plus 3y is equal to 4. 5x minus 3y is equal to 2. So if you look at this, you are going to see a situation where we have difference of two squares. How do we know? This is a difference of two squares. If you want to learn about difference of two squares, you can check my YouTube channel. You see all the lessons I've taught about algebra. So looking here, we have a squared value. 25x squared is the same thing as 5 square x squared minus 3 square x squared. So this is the same thing as this. So a squared value is subtracting a squared value. So we know that in such situation, to get this, you need to multiply these two values. So this is going to be 5x plus 3y into 5x minus 3y. Let's see if 5x plus 3y multiplying 5x minus 3y is going to give us 25x squared minus 9y squared. 5x multiplied by 5x is going to give us 25x squared. 5x multiplied by minus 3y is going to give us minus 15xy. We are done with 5x. Plus 3y multiplied by 5x is going to give us plus 15xy. Plus 3y multiplied by minus 3y is going to give us minus 9y squared. The values at the middle are the same, but the signs are different. Therefore, they can cancel each other out. This question is question, let's see, question 13. So minus 5xy plus 5xy will cancel each other out. So we have 25x squared minus 9y squared. So we can see that these two, the left side of this equation multiplies each other to give you this value. And that is what we are told to find. We are told to find 25x squared minus 9y squared. And we saw that we multiply the left sides of the equation to get that value. This means we simply multiply the right side of the equation. 4 multiplied by 2, which gives us 8. So that's the answer, 8. But what gave us the idea to do that multiplication? What is the presence of this subtraction? We know that difference of two squared values means these two values are multiplying themselves. So once we saw this and we saw that each side has square values, we know that these two values are multiplying themselves. And when we tried it, we confirmed that we are right. And since this side is multiplying itself, this side is also multiplying itself. So let's see if we have a correct option. Option D is the correct option, 8. Okay. So now we go to Number 14. Number 14. So number 14 says Mary has $3 more than Ben. Mary has $3 more than Ben. That means whatever Ben has, you need to add 1 to get, you need to add 3 to get what Mary has. So we can simply say the amount Mary has is equal to whatever Ben has plus 3. Whatever Mary has is equal to Ben's amount plus 3, because we are told that Mary has $3 more than Ben. Mary has $3 more than Ben. So we've gotten the first part of the question. Mary has $3 more than Ben, but $5 less than Jane. But the amount of money that Mary has is $5 less than what Jane has. So Jane minus 5. If Mary has X dollars, we don't know how much Mary has, but if she has X dollars, how much does Jane and Ben have altogether? How much does Jane and Ben have altogether? So let's see how much. From this equation 1, we can say that Ben has Mary's amount. When this plus 3 crosses over here, it becomes minus 3. Sorry, but you know that Mary has X dollars. So let's put the X. Mary has X dollars. So Ben has X minus 3. Ben has X minus 3. That's what Ben has. And then Jane has whatever Mary has plus $5. Whatever Mary has plus $5. So the question is, how much does Jane and Ben have all together? That means we should add whatever Jane and Ben have. We should add them together. So this will give us X plus 5, yeah, plus X minus 3. What Jane has plus what Ben has. X plus 5 plus X minus 3. Because we are looking for what they have all together. We are looking for what they have all together. So X plus X gives us 2X. Plus 5 minus 3 gives us plus 2. So let's see which answer is correct. So 2x minus 8, 2x plus 8, 2x minus 2, 2x plus 2. So what they have together is 2x plus 2. That's the correct answer. Number 15. Number 15. Hope we can continue. Number 15 says, consider the statement, Stephen is intelligent. The first statement, statement P, is Stephen is intelligent. That's the first statement. Statement 2, which is Q, Stephen is good at maths. So first statement is Stephen is intelligent. Second statement is Stephen is good at maths. Let's see what it continues to say. If statement P, then statement Q. If statement P is correct, then statement Q is correct. If statement P is wrong, then statement Q is wrong. So statement Q is dependent on statement P. Which of the following is a valid conclusion? So they are asking us among the options, which is a valid conclusion. If Stephen is good at maths, then he is intelligent. So P is the statement that talks about his intelligence, and P is the statement that is coming second. His intelligence is coming second, so that is not a valid conclusion. B says if Stephen is not good at maths, then he is not intelligent. That conclusion is also wrong because his ability in maths is coming first. His intelligence should come before his ability in maths, because if P, then Q. If P, then Q. If you look at the third option, if Stephen is not intelligent, so this is intelligence coming first. Intelligence is coming first. Then he is not good at maths. So it follows this arrangement, if P, then Q, because intelligence is P, being good at maths is Q. Let's look at the next option. If Stephen is not good at maths, then he is not intelligent, then he is intelligent. So in all the other options, his ability in maths comes first. Only in option C do we see that his intelligence comes first. Okay, so this is just logic and reasoning, logic and reasoning. So the option that is correct is option C. If Stephen is not intelligent, which talks about PE, then he is not good at maths. Okay, so option C is the correct option. So next question, we are looking at question 16. Question 16. Question 16 says, what value of P will make x squared minus 4x plus P a perfect square? So we have x squared minus 4x plus P. So they are asking us, what will be the value of P? How do we know the value of P? We simply, P has to be B all over 2 square. So this is a quadratic expression. So B has to be B all over 2 square. B all over 2 square. So what is our B? Our A here is in a quadratic equation or expression. A is the coefficient of x squared. B is the coefficient of x. So B here is minus 4. Minus 4. So we have minus 4 all over 2 square. Minus 4 all over 2 square. So the value of P is equal to minus 4. So P is equal to B all over 2 square. And now we know that B is minus 4. So minus 4 over 2 square. Minus 4 over 2 is equal to minus 2. So we have minus 2 square. Minus 2 square is equal to 4. Minus 2 square is equal to 4. That means the value of P that makes this a perfect square is 4. That's the answer. So let's look at number 17. So this is number 16 actually. So number 17. So number 17 says, find the value of x such that 1 all over x plus 4 all over 3x minus 5 all over 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. So we have 1 all over x plus 4 all over 3x minus 5 all over 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. If you move plus 1 to the right, moving plus 1 to the right, we are going to have minus 1. So we have 1 all over x plus 4 all over 3x minus 5 all over 6x is equal to 1. So in order to eliminate the denominators, we multiply the entire equation by what is the LCM of x, 3x, and 6x? To minus. When plus 1 moves over this way, it turns to minus. So let's look at the LCM of x, 3x, and 6x. Why we are doing that is we want to cancel out denominator. Let's see. X, 3x, 6x. So we divide all through by 3. So x and 3 have nothing in common, so we'll bring 3 down, bring x down. 3x divided by 3 will give me x. 6x divided by 3 will give me 2x. We divide by 2, so we have 2, x, x, and x. We divide by x, we have 1, 1, 1. So 3 times 2 times x gives us 6x. So the LCM of x, 3x, and 6x is 6x. 6x. So we multiply the entire equation by 6x. So 1 over x multiplied by 6. 1 over x multiplied by 6. Multiplied by 6x. X is going to cancel out x. We have 1 times 6, which is 6. So 6, we have used this to multiply 6x. 4 over 3x multiplied by 6. 3 here 1, 3 here 2. So we have 4 times 2x, which is, let me do it clearly. 4 all over 3x times 6x. X will cancel out x. 3 here 1, 3 here 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus, minus, sorry. We have minus 5x, 5 all over 6x multiplied by 6x. 6x will cancel out 6x. What we have left is 5. So here will be 5. So we have 6 plus 8 minus 5 is equal to minus 1 times 6x will give us minus 6x. 6 plus 8 gives us 14. 14 minus 5 gives us 9. So 9 is equal to 6x. 9 is equal to 6x. So dividing both sides by 6, x is equal to, sorry, we have minus here. Dividing both sides by minus 6. So x is equal to minus 9 over 6. X is equal to minus 9 over 6. But we can rewrite it as x is equal to minus 3 over 2. Minus 3 over 2, because 3 can cancel both 9 and 6. So minus 3 over 2. So if you look at the options here, we have 1 over 6, minus 1 over 4, minus 3 over 2. So minus 3 over 2. So let's look at number 18. Number 18 says, make t the subject of k is equal to m square root of t minus p all over 3. So we want to make t the subject of k is equal to m square root of t minus p all over r. So our target is to make t the subject. Yeah, all over r, thank you. Our target is to make t the subject. Making t the subject means moving t to the left so that t will be on the left, and then moving k over to the right. So the subject of a formula is always found alone on the left side of the formula, right? So for us to do that, first, t is in a prison. This square root cannot let t go. So this m is the prison guard. So the first thing we need to do is eliminate m. How do we eliminate m? We divide both sides by m. So if we divide by m, divide by m is going to cancel out m. We have k all over m is equal to square root of t minus p all over r. So we have eliminated the prison guard. The next thing we need to do is eliminate the prison bars, the square root. We need to eliminate the square root. How do we eliminate the square root? We introduce the opposite of square root to both sides of the formula. The opposite of square root is square. So we square both sides of the formula. So we square the left side, we square the right side. On the right side, square root and square will cancel out each other. So square root and square will cancel out. But on the left, we have k square divided by m square is equal to, so now that square root has been cancelled out, we have t minus p all over r. So t is free to an extent. T is free to an extent. So the next thing we're going to do is cross multiply. So k square is going to multiply r, m square is going to multiply t minus p. So m square bracket t minus p is equal to k square r. Sorry, r does not have square. Next, t is on the left, but t is not alone on the left. So let's remove this bracket. We have m square t. M square multiplied by t gives you m square t. M square multiplied by minus p gives you minus m square p is equal to k square r. So if you move minus m squared p to the right, the minus sign becomes positive. So we have m squared t is equal to k squared r plus m squared p. So now t is on the left. T is on the left. But we need to take this guy back to the right because t has to be alone on the left. So we divide both sides by m squared. So on the left, m squared will cancel out m squared. So we have t is equal to k squared r plus m squared p all over m squared. T is now alone on the left. Therefore, t is the subject of this formula. So let's see if we have any options that agrees with what we've done. Our answer is k squared r plus m squared p all over m squared. Let's see. R k squared, r k squared. That agrees with here. It's just that r came first. Plus, we have only p here, but we have m squared p. So this does not agree with what we have. We go over here. K squared r k squared, they agree. R k squared r, they are the same. Plus pm squared, m squared p, they are the same. Divided by m squared. So B is the correct answer. So question 19 says, in the diagram we have above, we're expected to find the value of y. We're expected to find the value of y. So let's look at this triangle we have here. So y is the exterior angle of the triangle. Y is the exterior angle of the triangle. So this triangle is an isosceles triangle because it has these two sides here, and we know that when these two sides are here, it means that those two sides are equal. And if those two sides are equal, that means these two angles are equal. Okay, if these two sides are here, that means the angles opposite them are also equal. So let's call this angle x. Let's call this angle x because they are the same. So we can simply say sum of angles in a triangle, x plus 130 degrees is equal to, the sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So we have 180 degrees. X plus x gives you 2x. So 2x plus 130 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Moving 130 to the right, it becomes minus. So 2x is equal to 180 degrees. Plus 130 to the right becomes minus 130 degrees. So 2x is equal to 50 degrees. So when you divide both sides by 2, you have x is equal to 25 degrees. Okay, so we've gotten each of these angles to be 25 degrees each. So here is 25 degrees. Here is 25 degrees. So there are two ways of getting the final answer. So at this point, these two angles are on a straight line. You can use sum of angles on a straight line to find the value of y. So y and this x here, they're on a straight line. And we know that sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. You can also use another method. Exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. So this external angle, this exterior angle, the size of this exterior angle is simply the sum of these two angles. So y is equal to 130 degrees plus 25 degrees. Y is 155 degrees. So that's the value of y, 155 degrees. So D is the correct answer. So we look at the last question for this section. So let's look at number 20. An exterior angle of a regular polygon is 22.5 degrees. Find the number of sides. So it's a very simple question. The formula is the exterior angle of a regular polygon is 360 degrees divided by the number of sides. So exterior angle, sorry, it gets blurry sometimes as I'm writing, is equal to 360 degrees divided by n. So the formula we are using for number 20 is exterior angle is equal to 360 degrees divided by n. N represents the number of sides. So in this particular question, we know what the exterior angle is. We are told that the exterior angle is 22.5 degrees. So we fix it here and we find the value of n. Remember, we are told to find the number of sides, which is n. So 22.5 is equal to 360 divided by n. So when you cross multiply, 22.5 is the same thing as 22.5 divided by 1. So n multiplied by 22.5 gives you 22.5 n. 1 times 360 gives you 360. So if you divide both sides by 22.5, n is equal to what? 360 degrees divided by 22.5. What would be the answer? 16. Okay, one person said 16. Is the person correct? 16. Okay, so that means this polygon has 16 sides. So let's look at our options. Option D says 16 sides. That's the correct option. Okay, so we are going to stop here and then we will resume with the class 9 p.m. Nigerian time. 9 p.m. Nigerian time or 8 p.m. Ghanaian time. So if you're in Ghana, it's going to be 8 p.m. If you're in Nigeria, it's going to be 9 p.m. So we'll come back to look at the rest of the questions for this 2022 WAEC pass question.